Bowls buddies, good morning and welcome to another Friday and another episode of Ask Andy. You can see this week I'm back in the man cave. Hopefully I'll be doing something outside for next week's show. It all depends on the weather and if I can get on a bowling green. So that should be interesting for you, but I'm getting ahead of myself as always. So thank you for joining me. Welcome to today's show. Please, if you like the video, click the like button because every little helps. And if you're not already a Bowls buddy and a member of this wonderful community, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell for any new content on the channel. So, what have I got for you today? Well, I've not been doing a lot of questions just recently, and I had a look on the comments of the past videos and I found one, and I'm going to put a picture up on screen and I'll read it out to you. So this is from David Morris. Hi Andy, a potential question for Ask Andy. Emotions or no emotions? At top level bowls, it seems you have two types of players. Ones who are very calm and seem to try to show no emotion, e.g. Wilson Ellis. The other type, e.g. Callum Greg, appear to live every bowl and show a lot more emotion. What would your advice to a new player to the game be around the best approach to take? Okay, I have some experience of this one. I think bowlers sometimes just have to live with who they are. And what I mean by that is, if you're an outgoing, bubbly, effusive, exuberant character off the green, more than likely you're going to carry that onto the green as well. You can't change your biology. Greg is ultra competitive. I'm talking about Greg Smith now. Greg Smith, ultra competitive. You can just tell by the way he carries himself on the green. His background is football. That's how he is on the green. When you watch him run, the way he moves, you can see he's very athletic. He's not very noisy off the green. He's not very loud. He's not very outgoing. But he likes to get involved with his bowls. Absolutely fine. Callum is totally outgoing. He's one of the very few players I would actually pay to watch these days. I'd happily pay to watch Callum when he's on top of his game, running after the balls, doing all that. And one of the ways you know that you've a chance against Callum is if he's not running after his balls and not doing all that. It's you almost got to keep him quiet if you're going to have a chance of beating him. So those are the two sort of outgoing top players. If I think back in the day, you can liken them to maybe John Bancroft and Vernon Lee is an obvious example. And they were both top quality players. Greg and Callum are both top quality players. They've all won an awful lot of stuff. And then you look at the other end of the spectrum, because we're all on a spectrum. Doesn't matter what we're talking about. We're all on a spectrum. And at the other end you've got Willie, Graham Wilson and Gary Ellis. And if you walked onto a bowling green and they've been playing for half an hour, you wouldn't be able to tell whether Gary or Graham was winning or losing. Now, I always remember my dad telling me that was a great ability to have. Not everybody has that, and it's very, very difficult. It's a very fine balance between laid back and looking like you're not bothered to being absolutely focused. I always say with Gary, he's got a very, very short memory when he's playing. He'll play an end, it's gone, it's done, it's forgotten about. Me, I play an end. If it's gone well, I forget about it. If it's gone badly and there's been a massive rub or an in-off or some outrageous bit of luck, that stays with me for maybe 3, 4, 5 ends, and that can cost me the game. And I've always been like that. That is me. I hold on to things. Gary doesn't. Gary can let them go. Graham Wilson's the same. He doesn't dwell on things like that. He lets them go. Tiger Woods, I remember watching an interview with him. He is exactly that. He plays a golf shot. Now you might see him smash his club about, whatever, but he takes 5 paces and it's forgotten about. Now that is an incredible ability to have. And I think you can teach yourself to do that. How? I don't know, because I've never been able to do it. Now I don't think there's a right and wrong way, personally. You could argue that there's been more Brian Duncan type players, i.e. focused, get on with the game, don't let stuff bother you, than there has been Callum Rates and Vernon Lees. But that doesn't mean to say it's wrong. It works. It's what works for you. If I look at me and my career, when I was a lot younger, 17 to maybe 25, I played far better bowls than I do now. But only when I was on form and playing well and I was focused and I was up for a game. When I wasn't, the standard of bowls I was playing was dire. So I had up here when I was focused, playing well, running after balls, not letting things bother me. I was up here, down here when things were going against me. Now, my high is probably a little bit lower, but my low is a lot higher. And I'm far more consistent because I've matured. I don't let things get to me anywhere near as much. They still do, and I still have my moments, but I'm nowhere near as reactive to situations. Again, let things go a little bit, but I still hold on to them, and I remember every end after the game. I can talk you through every end, and if I could change one thing, it'd be that. It'd be playing and forgetting. So it's getting that consistency that makes you a top player, and it's what works for you. Now for Callum, who I've watched an awful lot, if he's not running after his balls and dancing around them, all the rest of it, he doesn't play. He's beatable when he's not doing that. Gary runs after balls. Graham runs after balls, just not as much, not as often. Are they as exciting to watch? No, but it's what works for them. So, to go back to the initial question, what would I recommend to a beginner who was coming into bowls? You've got to look at your own character. What do you like? What do you like when you go for a night out somewhere? What are you like at home? Are you outgoing? Are you bubbly? Or are you quite quiet? Are you a thinker rather than a doer? And embrace those. So if you are exuberant, there's a guy in Yorkshire, Colin Scorer. He's embraced his characteristics and he plays up to them. And he's developing into a reasonably good player now. He's getting to a better standard than he was at because although he has this exuberance, he's controlling it better than he used to do. And I think that is the key. Whatever characteristics you have, whoever you are, it's controlling them and minimising the massive highs that you can have and cutting out the very, very lows that you have if you're an exuberant character, because you tend to have more swings and they tend to be big swings. As if you were more, I don't want to use the word boring because it's not boring. You're just more focused and a little bit in within yourself. Initially, you don't want to give anything away. You don't want to give any weaknesses away, for instance. And that, I think that way is far easier to control those swings in form, in mood, in everything. I'm not saying though, if you are outgoing and exuberant, to totally get rid of that, because that's what makes you you, and you'll enjoy the game a lot more if you appreciate that and you take that into your bowling. But you will get more highs and lows in the game, definitely. I can speak from experience. The highs are fantastically high and the lows are pretty low. So if you can control that a little bit, get the consistency down to a narrower bandwidth, if you will, bowls will become a lot easier. I like watching Callum and Greg, and I like watching Gary and Graham, but for different reasons. Gary and Graham I watch more for the purity of bowls. Graham especially. Graham, the action, the delivery, the smoothness, some of the bowls he plays. You know, an average player wouldn't even think about, you know, playing some of the bowls he does. And Callum is just all about the excitement, all about the striking, all about the dancing. Bring different things to the table. And I think as long as you can work out what your character is, you can do something in bowl. You can do something about it and be successful in bowls. I know Chris Kelly, my captain at Thongsbridge, he gets mad at me sometimes because I've gone from being this hot-head, angry bowler to being quite, you know, level-headed, don't get down about things, and although my bowling's better, he says you don't play just as well as you used to do, but I'm more consistent. He wants to see the angry cairns sometimes, and yeah, you do play better sometimes when you're angry, but very hard to control, and you can't play like that all the time because it will send you to an early grave. You'll end up with brain hemorrhages and heart attacks and all sorts. If every ball that you send, your life depends on it, it ain't healthy for you. So you need to find that balance. So for a beginner, work out who you are, work out what character you are, embrace that. And if you are very exuberant, maybe try and tone it down a little bit, but don't forget about it, because you have to be who you are. You can't always change that, and it's not always a good idea. So guys, that is it for today. Interesting question, very psychological. I'm hoping to get out and about again this weekend, so Monday should be another good video with some bowling on it. Not exactly 100% sure where I'm going just yet. I think I know where I'm going. There's two places I could go, but I think I know where I'm going. So thanks for watching today. Check out the video on Monday. If there's anything you've heard in this video that you agree with, disagree with, you have any other comments, please put them in the comments down below, and I will have a peruse over the weekend. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to change my ending a little bit. Guys, you don't have to stay at home anymore. Get out and about. If you go on the greens though, stay safe, and I'll see you on the other side.